right, boys, welcome into Nona's studio. Glad you're here for the first press conference of the season. Before we get into it, though, one word to describe this place. Mason, go.
Modern.
Modern, I like it. Taku?
Amazing.
Great answer. Great answer. So, Mason, I'll start with you. Welcome back to Nona, man. When you put on that shirt and saw that badge once again, what was the feeling like?
It means a lot. Nona's been a big part of my journey here the past 3 years or so. So it's always a big deal to put on the badge.
Yeah, and one of the captains for this season, of course. You wore the armband at home against Brevard for Game 1. Take us into the conversation you had with Bruno. How was that like, and how was the whole process of becoming a captain like?
Sure. Yeah, Bruno, he asked me, it was about a week and a half before the game, and he just asked me directly that he was wanting somebody to lead this group, and it was an honor. So it was no question, no debate, and I just took the responsibility.
Absolutely. And Taku, welcome to Nona. What were your first impressions when you first arrived here of training? Well, let's start with first arriving here. What
First
came to
arriving.
mind?
So when I get to apartment, that was amazing. It has pool, it has gym, it has everything. And Nona give us like food and everything. So I was, wow.
Yeah.
Nona, wow.
That is
Yeah.
appropriate response. But of course you have previous USL2 experience in
Yep,
Chicago. How important was it to have that foundation, to know about the level? Of course it changes wherever you go. But
Yeah.
how important was it to have a season in Chicago before coming here?
It was really important to know like how level USO2 was.
Right.
But like here, Nona is, in my opinion, it's a lot more good players in the team,
Okay.
So, yeah.
Yeah,
something like
I'm
that.
sure it gave you a good foundation coming here to hit the ground running,
Yep.
which is very important. You were one of the key players for FDU last season. 16 out of the 18 games you played, you started in. How important was it to jump straight into USL2 after having such a good season in the NEC with FDU?
Obviously, I had a good season last year, and I played well, so I was so confident before I came. So it was really important to me.
And that showed in Game 1.
Yeah.
We'll get to that in a little
Yeah.
bit. Mason, you made the big move to Clemson, keeping the orange theme going, right? Take us into that environment. How did you feel your level rose with, one of the biggest men's soccer programs in the country?
Yes, that's exactly what Clemson is. I took it for that reason, that I would be able to grow in that environment, and the pressure and the attention to detail of a school and program like Clemson was very professional. Probably the closest thing that exists in the college soccer world. So that experience for me was vital, and it grew my game a lot.
Was that the first thing that struck you when you first walked into the place? Was it that professionalism?
Yes.
Did it just
It's
strikes you? Right.
Like you feel it when you walk in the door.
Right.
From the first meetings I had with the staff there. It's a very professional environment.
Of course, you helped us keep a clean sheet in our game 1 of the season, 2-0 against Brevard at home. What was the key? What do you think is the key to have found such great chemistry with the back line so early on?
I think early on is just we've been able to, because of the way Bruno has set up the trainings, allowing us to play more and get to know each other and the tendencies of each player, and that's critical, especially early in the season, to start off on the right foot, is that we keep the ball rolling and the momentum high.
And Taka, you gave a beautiful assist for Andre
Thank you.
to make it 2-0. Take us on the field, right? Take us into your mindset when you received the ball. Did you see his run right away? How did that play unravel?
So before I received the ball, I checked my shoulder. Andre was running and screaming at me like, hey. I'm like, okay, I got you. Yeah.
Awesome, man. And of course, one of the academy players making instant impact. Of course, Ansel also started. Let's look ahead, right, to our next match against Brooke House. Mason, you played in last season's game. It was a 0-0 draw. What do you think we have to do differently? Of course, that game we had so many chances. We should have scored plenty.
Definitely.
The ball just didn't go in the back of the net. What do you think we have to do differently this year to take home the 3 points?
I think definitely the difference will be taking the chances that we have when we have them, because they will make it difficult for us, and it's a difficult place to go and play and away, and not our beautiful surface at Austin Tyndall, but we need to take our chances when they come, and then and put the game away when we have the chance, and not any team can compete with anybody if you give them a chance. So we need to put those away.
Absolutely, and you just brought up Austin Tyndall. Let me ask you about that at the stadium this year. Of course, we were on Field 1 last year, but at the stadium, again, of course, Nona taking a break last year. How was it to see the fans there, to have that atmosphere, have the scoreboard going, have the PA system, the whole package? I mean, it must have been an incredible experience.
It's massive. It's unbelievable. The program we have here with the stadium, with all of this, it's as close to professional level as you can find, and the club is run the right way, and it shows in all those details, and it was amazing to be in the stadium again.
How about you, Taku? How did that feel walking out at the Austin Tyndall Stadium?
I feel so good. Like, that was the first time I saw like this kind of massive audiences, atmosphere. So yeah.
And
I was.
another part of that too was the kids walking out with you, making noise the whole 90 minutes. Of course, having training and then going straight to the USL2 game. I mean, kind of put yourself in their shoes. Like, how incredible must it be to have the semi-pro program right there, and you guys are wearing the same badge that they are. So, I mean, a huge influence, Mason, for those kids.
Definitely, 100%. I think for the kids to see that, I can even remember my early days. You always looked up to those players who were playing in the, those levels, the professional levels, the semi-professional levels, and going to those games, it means a lot as a kid. So for them to be there with us and to experience it with us, it's perfect.
Taku, let's go back to game 1. In the midfield, you were with Ansel and Andre. We spoke briefly about them already, but to see 2 academy players already starting at this level, I mean, how has that impressed you so far?
That was so impressive. Like, quality-wise, they're so good. They deserve it. And I need to compete with them. I don't want to let anyone to take my spot. So,
absolutely. That from the game 1 is so important to make sure you hold down your position. How about you, Mason? Not just in the game, but overall in training. Of course, we have 5 or 6 academy players in the squad this year. The first time Nona has ever been able to do that. So, and I'm pretty sure the level hasn't dropped at all.
No, you wouldn't even notice them being a part of the training, as sometimes you do with academy players that need time to adjust to the level and the speed, and they really do mesh right in, and they compete, and they're good boys. They don't complain or make a scene. They just get on with it, and very good levels of talent as well. So I'm excited to see where they go.
Absolutely, and of course, this season is a season of change. I like to call it. New coaches as well. Coach Bruno, talk about promoting from the academy, also taking charge of the USL2 team. He's brought Marcelo, Donovan, Vinny, Carlitos, right, Gustavo. We have a whole staff this year. How much of a difference has that played already for you, Mason, in these first, 15, 16 days or so of the season?
It's tremendous. I think even from my first year 2 years ago, it's a world of difference, and I can't say enough for the staff that so far the trainings have been well put together. The load is clearly being managed the right way, and it's going to benefit the team, and you'll see it in the results.
Yeah, absolutely. How about you, Taku? How has it been to have that support staff around you, not just your teammates, but also at the coaching level? How has that been for you?
So it helps me a lot off the ball, off the field, and on the field too. So off the field, they are so friendly, talk about life and something like that. But once it comes to on the field, they so intensity, and help us to improve a lot. Yeah. So I appreciate it a lot.
Absolutely, and I forgot to ask you at the beginning, you're coming from FDU, of course.
Yep.
Came with Alex Faranack, whose hometown is here in Orlando. He was also local like you, Mason. But how was the process of bringing you to Nona, Taku? Who brought it up to you first? How did that all come about?
So one of my assistant coaches at FDU, he used to play for Nona like a couple years ago.
Really?
And he talked with Bruno, and then yeah, and Alex push it too, and then yeah, I'm yeah.
It's such a small world, isn't
Yeah.
it?
It
Everyone
is.
knows everyone, it seems like, in the
Really
soccer
is.
world. But just to wrap up, boys, once again, Wednesday game away at Brooke House. Then, before you know it, boom, Sunday game at home against Sporting Jacks. Mason, how do you manage the load once the games start picking up? Because USL 2, I always describe it as a sprint. It's not a marathon. It's not like the professional level where they have 9 months and this and. At that level, they of course complain about the load as well. But I mean, this is 12 games that come fast at you. So how do you personally manage that on the field and off the field as well?
Yeah, me personally, it's just about getting good rest and sleeping very well every night. And the staff do a good job of managing our training load, and they make it a collaborative environment. So they ask us how we feel before and after training, and manage it that way. So with those two things together, it's manageable, and you rise up for the games because they're what you come for, and what the team is in search of. So.
How about you, Taku? How do you manage such, so many games in such a short space of time?
As he said, as Mason said, it's just we need to keep being healthy,
Right.
sleep, eat, and yeah, I manage. So obviously at the apartment we cook by ourselves,
Okay.
and we need to learn how to survive every day.
Right.
It's hard, but it's fun.
Absolutely. The
Yeah.
part off the field is just as important,
Yeah, it's
right? Because it translates onto the field.
Yeah.
But boys, thank you so much for your time. Best of luck tomorrow away at Brooke House. And yeah, all the best.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.